evening, my brothers and sisters. I want to thank you for coming out tonight. Good evening, my brothers and sisters. I want to let you know it's going to be all right. Hello, you sexy, beautiful cucumbers. Welcome to the brand new TCB Studios in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Shout out to my partner in rhyme and crime, Renee Yaworski, you beautiful human. Shout out to our sponsors, A&F Agriculture, my beautiful brother and sister, Kelly and Michelle Hester, with Kelly's Death Pickles. We're going to get into those beautiful people with our guests because I would like to see Kelly on his show. This man has become a friend. He's beautiful, much love, and we know how it goes here. Love is all around. First things first, I need to say, so we are here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, in our new studio, and it's beautiful. Things are good. You know what's funny about life? Even all the rough stuff. If you let it, if you stop and you trust the process, if you stop and you let it breathe, beautiful things can happen. So we are rocking and we are rolling. We were just listening to our friends in Whiskey and Company and Lucero and Marcus King in the studio, blasting it. I'm breaking all kinds of rules for a school night. It's a Monday night. What? And I'm drinking a Corona with our partner, Joe Sanchez. He'll probably hop on here in a minute. Most importantly, shout out to my beautiful, awesome assistant, D Nice, back in the ATL. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Much love. I'll see you in a few weeks. It's crazy. Someone was asking me about it the other day. Tell me about D Nice. I go, she's an awesome assistant. She's also an awesome manager, but she's a horrible assistant manager. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring out our guest. Let's get into this. Let's burn it down. We got some congas. We got some bongos. Met this man during the pandemic. Beautiful husband, father, a vet, former Marine. Thank you for your service, my brother. We'll get into that as well. Musician, he's covered some of my songs. We've gotten deep. He has a great show called The Radical Metal Show, and he had me on as a guest. So, man, what am I going to do? I'm going to have him back. Pay it forward, bring it backwards, whatever. I'm having him on my show. Ladies and gentlemen, bucket of fish, Jesse Seiple.
Woo!
What?
Hey.
The whole goal is just to make the guest blush. And look at you, you're getting all red in the face. It's awesome.
I'm a natural blusher.
You're a natural a lot of things. Thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you for having me on your show a few weeks ago. It was 100% joy. There's this saying I've been saying lately, and it was a slice of heaven. I loved it all. Thank you.
Oh, I was absolutely honored that we're on my show, and even especially honored you would have me on your show, and that's why I got so dressed up, Tom, for you.
You look
for your first
amazing.
show, Puerto Rico.
You look beautiful. Yes. So Jesse and I are in such a good place that we actually have each other's personal numbers. We've been texting and stuff. And he was texting me the other day. He goes, I got a friend that lives in Costa Rica. And I go, awesome. I've been to Costa Rica. I almost got married there once 12 years ago to this crazy dude. I'm kidding. And so I'm like, why is he talking about Costa Rica? And then you go, oh, I'm sorry, Tom. I thought you were in Costa Rica. We love Costa Rica, but these days, for the next probably couple of years, I think business and TCB Studios is going to be out of Puerto Rico. Hopefully, D Nice will be here soon. Again, biggest shout outs to D Nice and Meow, because they take care of a lot of things behind the scenes that no one can even fathom. Jesse, you look wonderful. Just honored that you're on the show. Thank you so much.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about this outfit. I haven't worn a bow tie in 20 years. In fact, this was the bow tie I wore 20 years ago.
Yeah.
When I was a server in Cape Cod. Shout out to Cape Cod.
Shout out to Cape Cod. Shout out to the Kennedys.
These glasses, you know what's funny about these glasses is that they're fake. That's not the funny part. The funny part is I actually need glasses, but I don't have any.
Right, right. I've been there before. I'm just glad that there's not a fake nose attached to those glasses. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
maybe I have something to share about that later.
Thank
Hey,
you
and I
so
want
much. Yeah,
well, hey, I
go on.
wanted to, I'm sorry to take the floor, but I wanted to share something. I was
Please do, please.
watercolor painting with my daughter yesterday, and I I I made this for you.
Oh
This
my
this is
goodness.
this is a watercolor on 8.5 by 11 computer paper,
I love it.
and it is I'm going to say it's Puerto Rico in prehistoric times.
Definitely. And it's got a very Puerto Rican slash Avatar feel to it. I can't wait till I meet you in person and I get it and meet your daughter because I feel like I know, well, you and I definitely have got to know each other, but your whole family. And we talk about this. Love is all around. We talk about positivity, PMA, because we're all in this together in any kind of weather. And yes, times can be rough, but music is magic and it's can be your religion if you allow it. Certainly your lifestyle and wonderful things can come out of it, like us meeting.
Yeah, and that all sounds great, Tom. But I have one more picture to show you.
Oh, I can't
I'm
wait.
gonna,
Thank you.
and this is it, and then I'm done. This is
Oh, that's
you.
me. That
That's
is definitely,
you in Puerto Rico,
that's me.
and I'm gonna send that to you. So you're gonna have to text me your address.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
I can do that. It'll probably be to my studio. We'll do that after behind the scenes when we end the show. By the way, and Renee, my partner in crime and rhyme, will come on for a few minutes at the end. When we end the show, we tell everyone we're leaving, but me and you and Renee stay on, and that's when we talk the real smack. So hang on a
Right
couple of
on.
minutes and I'll give you any information you need. No, it's seriously so lovely to see you and thank you for being on. And the funny thing is a few weeks ago when I was on your show, I certainly was so stressed about this move and a bunch of things that were going on. And I was like, yeah, look at me. I'm the nerd drinking Guinness, clear Guinness, you know, and I'm drinking water. And you're like, I'm drinking, you know, and now I'm here on this island and everyone is so gorgeous and beautiful and hospitable and just really just sweet, beautiful people. I go, well, I'm breaking all kinds of rules Monday night. So I'm drinking a Corona and cheers to you.
Cheers to you, and look at this. And now I'm drinking water.
I
What
mean, listen,
happened?
one day, like in the future, hopefully not too far away, we'll both be in the same place and we'll both be drinking actually
Yeah.
alcohol.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can guarantee that.
So
Yeah.
I really do. Thank you for having me on your show. There's so many things I want to talk to you about because you reached out to me and you were a fan of Western Motel. And thank you for that. And you said, I hope you don't mind. I've covered some of your songs. And I absolutely loved it. And I'm a big fan when people do covers when they dissect them and they rebuild them. I'm also a big fan when they destroy them. And I mean that in a complimentary way. But like you literally took it and made it your own. And yes, I knew it because I know the notes and the keys and the chords and certain vocal parts, you know. But like what you did vocally, and then even, you know, it was absolutely amazing what you did to some of these songs. I'm just such a big fan of it. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Well, the songs are so great and so moving. It was almost impossible to not try for me. The way I work and how I appreciate music, those songs struck me in a way that I had to try to do it.
Right.
So I covered a number of bands, but man, Tiny Man, that was like
Oh,
that was probably the best thing I put out there.
you know, it's
Because
funny. I think I mentioned this on when I was on your show. That might be my favorite Brent Hines record he's done. You know, I mean, it's so you know, you don't hear people need to think about these things more when they think about artists and musicians. It's like it's so careful and thoughtful and not over empowering. Like you've probably heard wonderful musicians like Miles Davis and John Coltrane, who I just found out because I'm a music nerd a few hours ago. 56 years ago today is when we lost John Coltrane, and the math that went to his music. And then certainly guitarists like John Frusciante, who's such a fantastic guitar player. You hear them say, it's not about the note, it's about what you don't play. It's about the spaces in between it. And that's such a wonderful thing. And Brent certainly, oh, he's so good at that. He's my favorite player. The reason why we are such great friends and the reason why we play music together is because I saw him, I think I told you this, and I annoyed him. And I said, listen, I'll roadie for you, whatever, and just certainly before the world knew who he was. And I was like, no, you are this amazing, special player. And I see it, I can't wait till the rest of the world sees it. And he's the best.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite guitarists, but I think he's one of my favorite singers too.
Brent's got this like Ozzy / almost soulful feel to him the way he sings, and it's so funny because when he's on, there's no one like him, and I don't even know if he realizes, like he certainly knows what he's capable of, But
well, you'll notice on those songs, we did that in Birmingham, and you'll notice the solos are not his solos.
Right.
Because I wasn't
it's so funny because I remember you
yeah.
asking me about Birmingham, and you were like, "Yeah, man, that happened to me too." I dated a lady that, her parents certainly treated. I can relate. Well, and that's the thing. You want to give these people, like, talk to them about. And by that I mean the listener or everyone that we who listens to us, who we're talking to, and it's like we're lucky to do what we do. I say this often. I was saying this to my friend Lars Nagel. Shout out Lars, I love you. I literally tell people, I go, well, I do what Bob Dylan does. Do I have Bob Dylan's money? No. Do I have his fans? No. But I wake up and I write songs. I certainly get my heart broken and I dream and I write songs. And that's so important to me. And I think he's pretty much, whether you like him or his delivery or his voice, I think he's the real deal. And, I've worked with a few artists working on some records past few years with some people who, like, I always liked and respected Bob Dylan, but didn't listen to him. And then I worked on a few records with some people and they were like, no, you need to go back and re-listen. And now I'm like, oh no, he's the original rapper. I'm a huge fan, yesterday, and now that's perfect. Yeah, that sounds beautiful. Are you guys cool with listening to this music in the background? It's not too loud?
I'm not sure I can hear it.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect. Joe Sanchez, win-win. He's listening to some Lucero. Like I said, we're on the beach and it's wonderful. So a couple of things. I want you to tell people about this project that you have because one, again, I mentioned in the intro, thank you so much for your service. And we talked about that when I was on your show and you were like, well, you said I was in trouble or I didn't know what I was doing. And I kind of went into the military to almost save myself. But also you're doing something wonderful for all of us. So thank you for that. Unbelievable.
Yeah. You want me to talk about radical metal or the military?
I want you to talk about I want you to talk about, tell me a little bit about this project doing your music. And then I want you to talk about radical metal. And then we're going to bring on Renee Jaworski.
Right on. Well, music right now in a very long process of getting out this first original record out, Triadem. Maybe this is where I should plug it.
I guess my point is, as I'm saying, you got the floor, I got lights on you. Please tell everyone where they can find your stuff.
Yeah, so I believe we're on SoundCloud. Just search Triadem, TRIADEM. Instagram, Facebook, and maybe we'll pop up on Google. I'm not sure. So we've posted a bunch of songs. but I would say maybe we're only a third of the way there, maybe half, close to halfway, maybe. So we still got recording to do. A lot of us have had babies,
Sure.
kids, life, all that kind of stuff, full-time jobs. So it's been a little painstaking process, but it's good. And I'm proud of what's out there now, and think people will dig it. There's a few songs, Miyako,
Yes.
Shut the Hatches, that people could search for,
I love the titles.
Helium.
And if you give me links, we'll share them on the page. And listen, from what I hear backstage in the virtual backstage green room, after tonight, you're going to be huge on TikTok.
Well, wicked.
Shout out
That's cool.
Jaworski. So yes, the Radical Metal Show, I love it. And like I said, I really do want to send some people your way. So on 4th of July, I'm hanging out with my beautiful friends. Shout out sponsors, Kelly and Michelle from Kelly's Death Pickles.
Nice.
Our dear friend Amanda Blackman has become good friends with them. Shout out Amanda. We love Amanda. Amanda's become a really good friend of mine. Amazing, fantastic, gorgeous, beautiful, just sweet, just heart the size of New Jersey human, and Michelle Hester's like, yeah. So yeah, let me say, so next week we got Rick Ammerman on. I'm so excited. We're gonna have Jay Crash from Terminus Hate City, which is a great metal label / management company. They do so much. We have really cool guests coming on, including you, who's so awesome. And Michelle Hester goes, why don't people do things like old school and just go promote Tom's show, promote Death Pickles, promote this, whatever. And so I was like, yeah. So yes, I'm going to tell Jesse he needs to get Kelly on and do an interview with him about Death Pickles and music and Mastodon and
Yeah.
whatever. It's a no-brainer. The problem is like technology, like, yes, it helps things in so many ways, but also it's a mess, or it discourages us, There's nothing wrong with old school, word of mouth, putting up flyers and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, look at comedians. That's what they do. It seems to work for them. They all go on each other's shows.
Yeah, totally.
Excuse me. Yeah, and most of the time it's hilarious. And you get something out of it. So
I'm a
I
huge
think it's a
fan
great
of
idea.
comedy.
Hmm.
Comedy will save you. Charlie Chaplin said a day without laughter is a day wasted.
I wish I could cue the bow tie to do a little circle there,
Yes,
but it's
but
just a regular bow tie.
he also said he only likes to go outside when it's raining so no one sees him crying. So, comedians are sad people. But yeah, I love your show, man. It's great.
Thanks. Yeah, a quote I shared, I think, on your show that I hold dearly is clarity comes through engagement. And this is my way of trying to get some clarity around the show. You just got to start doing it. You got to jump
Yeah,
in. And the way my approach has been to just focus on things that I'm passionate about. And that's a little bit all over the place, but I think that's fine. And maybe it will focus itself more later, or maybe it doesn't, and maybe that doesn't matter. But
right.
radical metal, just for people who don't know, it's kind of
Such
a
great
play off
stuff.
a phrase of radical middle. There's a radical right,
Yes.
there's a radical left, and then there's radical. No, there's no radical middle.
Right,
And
and the radical right and the radical left are horrible these days. I wish everyone was in the
yeah,
gray. Well,
yeah.
you're wearing gray. You look good. Yeah, no, and I love it. And I talked to our brothers and sisters on this program. Shout out to my brother Rory. We were just talking about him. He's taking a little bit of a break, so I've been off for the past couple of weeks. So I'm excited that you're my first show back, and you're my first show in Puerto Rico. So thank you.
Oh man, I feel I'm so honored. I'm so honored.
And Renee backstage is like, we're so excited to have you back. I'm like, it feels awesome to be back. And she's like, Rory's gone, so maybe, I go, well, listen, Rory, I can't even touch. He's so beautiful and so talented. All we can do is try to become our best. And that's what we try to encourage in this show is these PMA sessions and these I Choose Awesome sessions, which I know you do. And it's like, no one should ever try to be in competition with anybody. Because let me tell you something, even if you beat them, you're losing. It's not healthy for you. The only person you should be in competition with is yourself. So I want to be a better man than I was yesterday, a better son, a better brother, a better lover, a better artist, just a thoughtful person, and just be like the best you can be, and better than you were yesterday, and tomorrow be even better than that. You know what I mean? A better talk show host, whatever it
Yeah.
is.
I think humility is kind of key to happiness. I tell people, I think I have 70 something subscribers to my channel, and that sounds small to some, and to me it blows my mind that
Right,
70 people, most of them strangers,
right, right. Yeah,
are
that means
curious as
70
to what I'm
people you
doing.
don't know are interested in what you have to say.
I
That's
don't even have that
tremendous.
many friends.
That's tremendous to me as well. Yeah, I'm the same way. The minute you start worrying about how many people, it loses everything. Just do it and come from an honest place. What's up, Joe Sanchez? Hey, wave to these people. That's Joe Sanchez, everybody.
How's it going,
What's
guys?
going on, Jesse? Yeah.
So,
So I'm set up on congas, but at the end of this night, we're gonna bang on some congas. Yeah, I love everything that you're doing and everything you're about. And we talked about this, I think, for a second when we were talking a few weeks ago when I was on your show. Radical Metal, everybody, check it out. Again, Kelly Hester is going to be a guest. No, uh, sometimes we're our worst enemies. We get inside our own heads, and we're the ones who worry about the worst things. And it's like me before this trip coming out here, you should have seen me a couple weeks ago. I was absolutely a mess. And then now I'm here and everything's okay, or not. It's going to be okay. We're our worst enemies, the stuff we worry about. You know what I mean? And it's like, also, don't be fearful to ask. I think I said that to you because you said to me, you were like, yeah, I wanted to ask you a long time ago to be on my show. And I was like, yeah, you should have, because I'm a fan of yours and I consider us good friends now. I would have done it. And why do we get in our own heads and go, man, I shouldn't ask. I don't want to bother him. You know what I mean?
yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot actually lately. Not just not being afraid to ask for something you want.
The worst thing that can happen is someone says I can't. And they
Yeah.
might even say, man, I wish I could, but I'm slammed. I can't, but maybe in 6 months I can.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I think probably encouraged by our show, I reached out to Billy Kay and asked if he'd be interested, and we've actually exchanged a bunch of emails. We tried to schedule a couple, and it
Billy
didn't work
Kay is a
out.
good man. Billy Kay is a good man. He's certainly a lot of folks know me for playing music with Brent, and we're very much brothers. But all those guys are brothers of mine, and Billy Kay is a fantastic human, and become a really even closer than I could imagine friend of mine. He gave me some great advice when my mom was real sick, and he sent me a note right before I left for my trip, wishing me luck. Yeah, go for it, man. You know what
Well,
I'm
it's
gonna
just
do?
yeah, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then it's. You also need to be ready to ask the question. You got to be
That's
okay if
right.
you don't like the answer.
Right. That's
So
right. Be careful what you wish for, But you know what I'm going to ask? I'm going to ask, chicka, chicka. I'm going to ask Renee Yaworski to join us, the woman, the badass behind the scenes. What?
Here I am.
Wow.
Ask and you shall receive.
Partner in crime and partner in rhyme. Upstate New York, badass human.
Thank
How
you
are
for
you?
letting me come here. I'm not as good as you being 40 feet from the ocean right now. I wish I could
Oh
say
my
I was
goodness.
40
I
feet
just
from the
showed
ocean.
Renee and Jesse literally our backyard, and 40 feet away it's the ocean. Yeah. Right now we got Marcus King playing in the background. I just opened up another Corona. Thank you, Joe Sanchez. Yes. And next week, I want to say, we're going to have a very important show. Cheers. Because we're really getting heavy with Rick Araman, who's become such a special friend of mine. And the three of us are diving into anxieties and struggles with mental health, and how music and friendship through music can be this important savior. and I'm super excited about that. So, Rick, if you're watching,
Absolutely.
shout out.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that because you guys are talking about ask, if you ask for something, like why
Yep.
do we not ask? Everything boils down to communication because when we're not speaking directly to the person that we might be anxious or worried
Right.
about, we invent our own narratives because nature abhors a vacuum. So you just
Unbelievable.
how many times have you made up this whole narrative in your head about why somebody was mad at you or didn't like you or whatever, and
Right.
then you finally somehow were able to talk to them and they were like, what are you talking about? That makes no
Oh my
sense.
goodness.
Like I'm just doing my own stuff.
I have been my worst enemy the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my brother Scott in New York. Shout out to Scotty, my best friend, my brother, and he's just such a wonderful, just gorgeous person. And he's like, "What's wrong with us? Like, what kind of damage did mom and dad do to us that we literally destroy ourselves like this?" He's like, "Tom, it's like we're the same, And my sister Lori's the same way. We destroy ourselves with these worries. And you want to know something? 99.999% of the time, it's like, oh no, you're worried for no reason. And the other thing is why worry about things that you have no control over anyway?
That's the thing too.
Can I ask you a question? For some reason, I put it differently. It's the same thing, but getting out of your own way. And lately, I've been good at that, and I don't know why. I can't pinpoint
That's
why.
wonderful.
It is wonderful. It's like grace or something. So to you guys, if you feel you're getting in your own way, do you have a technique to get out of it?
Well, luckily, I have a wonderful team and support system and just beautiful, gorgeous people that gotten to know me so well. They're like, yo, what are you doing? I see you. Your heart's about to start palpitating. Like, go for a walk around the block, And I know forever I'm going to need that, I think all three of us are interesting intellects. I'm a big fan of both of you. We're smart, thoughtful, caring people. That doesn't mean we're also I know it could be an idiot, And so I've learned that like the things that we worry about, it's like people always go, know your strengths, know your strengths. Yeah, that's fine. Know those weaknesses too, and say, yo, I need help right now with this.
Yeah, and a great way to get out of your own.
Distract me and help me. Distract me and help me.
Distract, but also give you a new narrative, like give you a new option.
Yeah.
Because when we're isolated, when we're just stuck on that hamster wheel, we're telling ourselves the same thing over and over again. You need to open a window and get different circumstances, different environment, like different voices. You can't just keep having the same narrative. So like, I think that fresh air is a huge part of this, like going outside, Tom said, but just exposing yourself to other points of view and other human beings.
I love this. I love this. And so without knowing this, you genius, freaking Renee Jaworski, you're somehow segueing in my brain. Let me give a shout out to Gregory Elgannon, Julio Morales, my brother Stephen Lee McLaughlin, people that I know care so much for the world, but somehow sometimes it doesn't go full circle around and it messes with them. And my advice to all of them is one, love, much love. Remember, you are loved. And sometimes stop, get out of your own brain. Go for a walk around the block. Sing. I'm sexy and I know it, whatever it is. And like figure it out. You know what I mean?
Or also like contact somebody. Like, here's the thing. How many times, if you love someone, respect someone or whatever, and you're thinking about them, how many times are you pissed off when they reach out to say something nice, like I'm thinking about you or you're awesome or whatever? Never. But for whatever reason, we feel like we're not allowed to do that. Like, I feel like I would be bothering people if I just you're never bothering people. Stop.
Never. And that's such a good point. And by the way, shout outs and so much appreciation. Jesse is this new person, but I'm such a big fan and much respect, like I said, for his service to our country, his wife and his child, and he's just awesome. Renee, you and I have gotten to know each other so well, and there's been times that I've been, well, let's just say I have not been in a dark place since 2012, but where I was in 2012, I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy, but I live a pretty fucking great. Can I curse on this podcast? Yes, it's my show.
Yes, you can.
But like, I haven't been in a dark place in a long time. I live a very good life. I'm hanging out with Joe Sanchez on the beach of Puerto Rico, drinking Coronas, talking to two gorgeous, awesome, talented, beautiful, smart people. But still, we go through these things. And there's been some times that I've let the world and the bricks and the concrete blocks be on my shoulders and going down, going down. And a lot of times it's stress, anxiety, depression, and I'm worried about other things and other people that I have no control of. And all of a sudden, beep, boop, and I get a text. And it's Renee Warskate. She goes, "Hey, brother, I just want to let you know you're a badass. And thank you for taking me on this ride with you. And let me tell you something.
Right.
That right there is worth $1 million. It's amazing.
People are our most valuable resource. Love is our most valuable resource. Don't let anyone tell you that it's money.
Yes. Yeah, listen, always build people up. Yes, Joe Sanchez. Always build people up. Never break them down. You know what I mean? When we end the show, I'm going to lift up my situation, and I'm going to just do Joe banging on the congas. Like, but we got time. But yeah, no, the thing is, and that's where, you know, and I'm such, and when you and John, shout out JP, came to me and said, let's do this show, I was like, well, no, I can't do it. But the thing is we could honestly, all of us could do anything. It's just about this mental heart, the place, the crotch, your brain, your desires, whatever. I was like, I can't do it. Then I realized, wait a minute, I can, and I'm loving it. And I also am a big fan of, you know, PMA, trust the process. I'm like, let's let it go where it goes organically. And now I know, and I reached out to Renee a few weeks ago. I go, every show I want to be nothing but being positive and lifting people up.
And it's also about finding your tribe too, because it's exhausting to be inauthentic. Like when I have to be around the muggles, you know, around people that don't understand me. Hey, Joe, Puerto Rico. Que paso?
Listen,
Puerto Rico.
You guys,
Puerto Rico, baby.
You guys are invited. Yes, yeah.
We got to play.
But how funny is that? Because you're absolutely right. It's like on paper it seems so simple, right? Right, Jesse? But it's like no. Somehow we don't let it be that simple.
One thing that's helped me recently, and maybe as a result of, I've been a meditator for a while, and I feel like that it helps me track the nastiness that's coming, and I kind of see it a little bit further out than I would have normally have seen it back before I didn't do that. And so what's helpful lately for me is I see it and then I sit in it. And I sit in a room with the bad feeling that I might be feeling, and I welcome it in, and I shake its hand, and I let it be known that it's there, and then for some weird reason it gets neutralized when I let it be, when I sit in it.
You seem like you're in a pretty good place with it and know how to manage. Me being I dwell and I love to be the sad writer, and I always, even on my happiest day, I want to write sad songs, and that's a weird thing and not a good thing to flirt with, because I'm like, no, this is me. I'm supposed to be a mess. I'm supposed to be sad, and sometimes I go really dark, and it's not good, man, because I want to be around for 30 years. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, Tom, trust me. I'm sure you can still write sad songs. Just get out of that space.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and you know, I want to say what Jesse was saying though. Meditation, like for me, I even have a prayer group that I attend. So like we always are like praying for each other, like uplifting each other, like checking in on each other. Meditation, like just offering a new perspective to your reality, because we are designing and architecting and engineering reality with our thoughts. That's like physics. That's not just spirituality. That's physics.
Can I share something?
See what Tom's doing? Tom's saying, Can
I share something kind of weird?
And by the way, let me tell you something.
Be weird.
And mantras are awesome. Pick 4 words and walk down 100 blocks, repeating those 4 words in a row. And the Zen-like place you could enter is absolutely gorgeous.
It is.
So what Renee was saying, how it seems like we can manufacture reality with our thoughts. Well, I don't know if you remember this painting, Tom. I showed it to you earlier.
Yes.
That's a
you and your daughter made it for me. Thank you so much.
Pterodactyl dragon type thing. But check this out. My daughter tonight ate her chocolate egg dessert with a toy in it, and look. It looks like the exact same thing.
It
Isn't
was
that weird?
you did that. You did that with your brain.
You know what's
designed it.
crazy? So listen,
That's a dream board.
by the way, the flight to Puerto Rico from Atlanta or Florida is like 3 hours. I'll be back every couple of months taking care of family and things that I need to take care of. Some of my loved ones, of course, are going to be here with me soon, and that's going to be wonderful. You guys, I don't think are that far away. I mean, I was about to say Denise. Shout out to Denise. I'll see you in a few weeks. Renee is in Syracuse. You're in the Maryland area. You guys are only a few hours away from each other. We need to get together and do this live, and I want to hold something tangible. I want to hold this.
Let's do it on a boat.
That your daughter
burn
did
it
in my
down
hand.
on a boat. Burn it down on a boat. We're gonna rent a boat and we're gonna go out into the ocean. That's right.
Yeah.
That would be a cool burn it down.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And the thing is, I joke around and just because joking around is wonderful. And I said, if anyone asks my complaint, if I have a complaint about Renee, yeah, I got a complaint about Renee. I don't see her or hang out with her enough.
That's the truth. That's the truth. He doesn't.
My complaint about tonight is I know we could go on for 3 hours, and so first of all, I'm going to be sending people your way. Stephen Lee, Kelly, my buddy Jay Crash is going to be on the show. Yeah, because I think they'd be wonderful guests on your show. Because I want to go back to doing that thing that Michelle Hester was talking about, and Renee does it already. All of us sharing each other, hashtagging, and basically we're all doing each other's job, saying, "Yo, check this guy out, check this guy out," and we're all helping build each other up, And I'm just such a big fan of you, Jesse, and thank you for reaching out to me. It really means the world. And we got to have you back on because I know we could talk for 2 more hours.
Yeah, man, anytime. Absolutely. Or maybe I like the live idea, and I like the idea of visiting you in Puerto Rico or Costa Rica, or wherever you are.
We can't figure where in the world is Tom Cheshire.
Well, you know what works out for me is I don't want anyone to actually know where I am.
I don't know. You can't hide that awesome hair, Tom.
Oh my goodness. Love is all around, and we say this, and I only say it because I mean it. One is we're all in this together in any kind of weather, and I'm in a place where there's a lot of hurricanes, but if you trust the process, I know there's heartbreak and rough stuff going on, but if you let it, life can be awesome. Right now, this is awesome.
Togetherness, and it's better together. Reach out and be with the ones you love and fight for the ones you love. Do not allow division to come between you and the ones you love. You know how few people there are on this planet who are ever going to understand you and love you at that visceral, intimate level.
That's right.
So fuck estrangement. If you guys love each other, come together, reach out.
And I was sharing my interview with Jeffrey Butcher. Well, first of all, these aren't interviews. These are conversations between loved ones, beautiful friends. Jeffrey Butcher, mate.
I love Jeffrey.
Super excited. Jesse, goodness gracious, you become a brother, a dear friend. Next week, Rick Ammerman. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Amanda. We'll have her back down the road, probably after she follows Mastodon on tour. Jay Crash from Terminus Hate City Records. CJ Peters. Oh my goodness. I just played a show in Asheville, North Carolina.
He's amazing.
Right before I came to Puerto Rico, I played this awesome show in Asheville, North Carolina. And I'm on stage doing sound check, and I see this guy with big hair walk in. And I look at Denise,
tall.
I look at Denise, I go, what? And Denise goes, if you think that's CJ, yes, that's CJ. He hugs me. He's a living, breathing, beautiful, 7-foot-tall cartoon. We walk down the block, we're doing shots of tequila, hugging each other. He's nothing but love. Jeremy Glass has become such an important person to me. Producer, filmmaker. He helps out a lot with Paul at the Heck House. The thing is Joe Sanchez and I were just talking about this because we work in broadcasting, we work in television, and whatever community it is, whatever TV, film, broadcasting, news, music, it's actually a really small community. Everyone's a few degrees from each other, and it's really small, and it just pays to be really good and be a good person, and it pays being nice. It all pays off because the people who aren't, trust me, things don't work out for them.
It's nice to be nice.
I get surprised at those who don't try to be nice. I get surprised that people don't understand how temporal and impermanent life is. And I
Right.
didn't. I guess I didn't either for a long time.
Right.
But just understanding that, I mean, these years are going by so fast. It's not. It's going to
Yeah.
be over. And so,
That's
do
it.
you want to be on your deathbed, looking back at what a jerk you were, or do you
No,
want to think
listen,
about how kind you were?
Someone sent me a note the other day, and I appreciated it. And they said something like, "I love your outlook or your kindness." And I said, "Well, thank you, but I learned it from my dad. He always said it's nice to be nice, and it feels good to be good. And that shit's never gonna go out of style. It feels awesome." Yeah, and I'm gonna have another Corona, and I'm gonna lift my phone up. I'm gonna try. It's pitch black out there. We're gonna see the ocean. But when I come back, Joe Sanchez is gonna be playing congas, okay? And then we're gonna get off. But then we're gonna spend 60 seconds backstage together. You
All
guys are so beautiful. All right, get on these congas.
Take him out there.
Guys, come outside. Cheers, cheers.
Puerto Rico, ¿qué pasó?
Stop
Yo
playing
te
the
amo.
the congas. Okay, so yeah, that's right there. That is the ocean. You can hear it. You probably can see some lights. And Jesse, thank you for being on our show tonight. I don't even say it's my show anymore. Renee is my partner. She's amazing. Shout out to my other partner, D Nice. Much love. We'll see you in a few weeks. Shout out to everyone in Cosmos, Rory, Sandy, Emma, Alana, Jamie. Who else am I forgetting? Renee. Shout out to
David,
Gregory,
Julio,
and Gregory and
Jay
Julio.
Thompson, Ruby.
And yes, and again, my brother Stephen Lee, and just listen, love us all around, and just trust that process, okay? And Joe Sanchez, you playing congas or what? He's play some Cypress Hill and just stop banging on those drums.
Just bang on him, Joe.
Jesse, this has been so awesome, and just love it. So much love, man.
Hey,
And,
thanks for having me, bud.
And yeah, man, check this out. This is where I'm at these days. This is GCB Puerto Rico.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's great. I'm jealous.
Me too. We're gonna get in the next boat.
Yeah! Cheers, guys. I'll see you guys backstage.